Our main event of the evening, 12 rounds of boxing for the USBA Cruiserweight Championship. Introducing to you first on my left, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 189 pounds, wearing black trunks with white trim, originally from Natchez, Mississippi, now fighting out of Reno and Las Vegas, Nevada. His record, an undefeated 16 wins, no losses, 1 draw, with 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Welcome the undefeated and hard-hitting Kelvin Koncrete Davis. And his opponent across the ring, presenting in the corner to my right, weighing in at 190 pounds even, wearing black trunks with white trim, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada by way of Pensacola, Florida. His record stands at 34 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw, with 24 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2-time world champion, King Arthur Williams. And once again, the third man to the ring, Jay Nady, now to give instructions. 12 rounds of boxing scheduled.
You guys have any questions? Hit him in the shoulder. You know that shoulder's hurting. Hit him in the shoulder.
Wait, I get to talk now.
There you go. Hit him in the shoulder.
Wait, do you hear me? Wait. This is my time to talk.
You got it, baby.
Thank you. So you have to be quiet now.
You got it.
You have any questions?
That's
Any
all right.
questions?
Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Any questions?
Leave him alone.
All right, 12 rounds. Obey my commands. Touch gloves now. Let's come out and go to work.
Well, Arthur Williams responded to some of the talking that Kelvin Davis did. Here's what he had to say.
I feel like he just talking, running his mouth, blowing smoke, because I can't see that happening. He just don't know. Once that bell rang, I'm gonna be his worst nightmare. I'm gonna dictate the fight. I'm gonna take him to school. And I'm gonna let him know who the champion is, and he always way over his head. He don't belong in the ring with me. That's what I feel about that. I get that win. I'm looking for a win. I don't care how I do it. If the knockout comes, that'd be sweet. But if it don't, if I get the W, that's all what matters to me.
Well, we'll find out if Arthur Williams can get the W, and it's going to start right now as Arthur Williams, the former cruiserweight champion, who is as polished a fighter when he's on as you are likely to see. He's an excellent counterpuncher, has lots of skills, has the height and reach advantage over Kelvin Davis. This is the classic matchup of a boxer-puncher versus a puncher.
Exactly, and all but 4 of the opponents, as I mentioned, of Davis have been KO'd. Not only KO'd, but KO'd inside of 3 rounds. So watch for early power from Davis.
He'll throw roundhouse looping rights and lefts. See, Williams trying to push him off, throw uppercuts and holding behind the head and hitting. And Jay Nady may look askance at that. And yes, he does right away, giving Arthur Williams a mention of that. Williams, 37 years of age, has had the Cruiserweight Championship against Imamu Mayfield. Many people feel he beat Orlin Norris at 12-round decision, didn't get the decision, then was knocked out by Norris. Norris, too, like Kelvin Davis, who's moving down from the heavyweight division, brought power with him.
He has beaten 5 former champions, Dwight Kwawi, the late Steve Little, Jeff Lampkin, Adolfo Washington, and as you mentioned, Imamu Mayfield for that IBF title, and he recently lost to Vasily Zhirov. He also has taken on Chris Bird.
He's been in with some very, very good people. Davis ripping some power shots. The last fight for Arthur Williams, 11th round TKO loss to O'Neal Bell, who's a big puncher, for the NABF championship. This, of course, for the USBA title. Davis trying to go to the body. Davis has never been more than 6 rounds. We dealt with that issue prior to the fight. He says it's not an issue. Overhand right gets there by Davis.
He's so short, he's difficult to hit. The punches are going over his head. And one of the things I like that Davis is doing early, if there's nothing to hit, if the's no face or no head or no body, he hits any place. Much like Smoking Joe Frazier did during his career. Hit anything.
Williams economical with his punches, and as you say, in the sense that he wants to make them count. Caution to Davis for hitting low, and by Jay Nady, and Davis he had kind of an odd expression on his face, like, did I do that?
So do I have an odd expression about that call by Nady.
Yeah, it didn't look really like they were low punches. Davis already, you can see, having issues trying to get inside against Williams. And of course, he thinks all he needs to do is get inside for one big punch, and that'll be that in this fight. Good body shot by Davis. Seconds remaining here in round one, but Arthur Williams from the outside, very effective here in round one.
Do it again. Step around. The water. Perfect. All I need you to do is keep the jab. I got him. I got it. Relax, baby. I got you. Here we go. Listen. Keep the jab on him and don't go straight back. You got to keep stepping around. Remember that. All right? Leave it in there. Leave it in there. Leave it in there. You got to keep stepping around, champ. All right? Keep the jab on him and check him with that hook. As soon as you step around, keep checking him with the hook. Hands up. Do not go straight back. All right? Go side to side.
One of the things Davis needs to do is this: get inside and try to work the body of the much taller Williams.
We move into the second round of this 12-round Cruiserweight Championship match, USBA title on the line. Arthur Williams, the taller of the two, and he has King Arthur on his trunks, a dead giveaway. Kelvin Davis, shorter man, ripping shots on the inside. Davis holding out. Kelvin Davis trying to be very aggressive on the inside, and Jay Nady again warning Williams about holding. Williams does not want to fight on the inside with Davis. He wants to hold him there so he can get his distance.
Those are hard body shots by Davis. See, he's been down in his career before, Davis, but got up and scored the knockout.
Yeah, Kelvin Davis was down in his fight with Bobby Scoggins, then came back to knock him out in the second round. Some of those body shots, I think, having some impact on Arthur Williams.
And you know, it's not just the left hook, Al, it's also the right hook of Davis, who is a former excellent football player, running back, and you see some of that aggressive style.
He was born in Mississippi, moved up to Reno, Nevada, where he played football. Also got into boxing when he got a hold of Mills Lane, the referee at that time, and for some advice, and Mills told him, go for it. He said, you look like Mike Tyson a little bit. He said, try to fight that style and go for it, and that's what Davis has done. Here's Williams being very effective, jabbing and throwing straight right hands from the outside, holding on the inside, just what he wants to do when Davis is there. He certainly doesn't want to fight on the inside with him. Halfway through the second round.
Williams from Pensacola, Florida. Not the most famous fighter, though, from Pensacola, Florida. There's another guy named Jones.
Roy Jones Jr., huh?
There's a nice combination by Williams, and that's what he needs to do.
And you can tell Arthur Williams, he has a very simple plan. He needs this fight to go into the 7th or 8th or 9th round, where Kelvin Davis has never been. Any rounds he wins here, and he's probably winning, he'll certainly win several, are gravy to Arthur Williams, because he just wants to make sure he puts Davis in a position he's never been in before. Davis has never been past 6 rounds.
Williams made his debut in 1989, been a pro nearly 13 years. Davis turned pro just a couple of years ago.
Just enough lateral movement from Arthur Williams to get away from Davis. Half a minute left to go here in round number 2, and Arthur Williams continues to box effectively against Davis. And there's Davis whacking the body of Arthur Williams, and I think he feels that's his ticket here in this fight if he can get enough done here in these early rounds. So round 2 passes into the night. It was a pretty good one for King Arthur Williams and showed his experience edge in this fight.
There you go. There you go. That's how you do it, baby.
of the action in round 2. You see them working on Davis. Williams pawing, setting up the chopping right, light left, and a nice right hand. Good movement. Moving to his left. Davis loading up on these shots. There's a nice short left hook on the inside, another one. And then good job of smothering and defense by Williams.
We head into round number 3 of our main event for the USBA Cruiserweight title. Arthur Williams on the left of your screen, Kelvin Davis on the right. And joining me, Al Bernstein and James Smith for some guest commentary, Layla Ali. You've seen her at ringside here, Layla. Welcome to ringside.
How are you doing?
We're doing just fine. And so far, Arthur Williams is showing his experience in boxing pretty well against Kelvin Davis.
I think that he needs to use his jab instead of pawing it out there. He needs to put in a stiff jab and stop allowing this Davis to come in, and he's hitting him in the body. He needs to give him angles. He's not giving him enough angles. You know, and he needs to drop that right hand. So that's his power punch.
He did it right there, Arthur Williams. And
he's gotten cracked a few times, though, letting him get him in the corner.
And I agree with you, Leah. He's pawing with the left jab instead of snapping that left jab
He needs to make him not want to come in.
2 minutes left to go in this round. Williams on the right of your screen, the former Cruiserweight champion, using all of this ring against Kelvin Davis. Landing a right hand, and Davis misses with the overhand right. Davis trying to cut the ring off using his jab. We haven't seen the Davis jab much in this fight.
You know, that's something he told me he could do, Layla. Kelvin, despite his diminutive stature, he felt that he could even box from the outside against Williams, which surprised me for being such a short guy.
Well, you can feel, but, you know, he has one thing to feel it and one thing to do it, you know? So right now, he's just trying to land, you know, heavy punches because he's pretty much a one-dimensional fighter.
There's the Williams jab, and in this round, Williams has been very effective in using all of this ring, landing jabs, some straight right hands. He mixes one in there and has, except for this moment, mostly not been caught against the rope. So round 3, pretty much a blueprint for Arthur Williams. And remember, a key point, not to belabor it too much, Kelvin Davis has never been more than 6 rounds. And there's the combination punching from Arthur Williams. Right hand grazed the head of Williams. So with just under a minute left to go in round number 3, Williams is getting it done in this round better than he did in the first couple rounds, though surely he won at least one of the first 2 rounds.
And you got to wonder, Layla, Kelvin is loading up on those shots, and you have to wonder whether fatigue might set in later on for him.
Well, I'm sure that's how he always fights. I've never seen him fight before, so I think that pretty much he's going to keep getting hit with those right hands, and that's going to wear him down. I'm sure that that's a style he fights. I'm sure he's used to fighting like that. So I don't know if that alone is going to wear him out.
Under a half minute left to go here in round number 3. And if Arthur Williams had a perfect round in his mind coming into this fight, it would have been this round, round 3. This is just the way he wanted it to go. We'll see if he can continue or if Kelvin Davis can change the tempo of this fight as we head into the 4th round.
That's what he needs to do, jab, uppercut, hook.
Oh, you boxing perfect, baby.
Let's listen in to Eddie Mustafa Muhammad in Williams' corner.
Here we go. Good. When you get close to you, here you go. Listen.
For what, man?
Lock him up when you get close to you.
Oh, no. You can't blow a nose.
Don't blow your nose. Don't blow your nose. Good. Relax. Just relax.
Keep going.
Relax. Keep the jab going. Keep stepping around. And keep your hand out, all right?
Good last round for Arthur the King Williams, using all of this ring, using his ring generalship, using the jab.
Ernie, get him out of the ring on the whistle.
We head into round number 4 of this USBA championship match. Arthur Williams against, on the left of your screen, against Kelvin Davis, Al Bernstein, James Smith, and joining us for some guest commentary, Layla Ali is also at ringside. And we head into the 4th round with round 3 being maybe the perfect round, Layla, for Arthur Williams. That's just about exactly the way he wants to fight this fight.
He's boxing like that, it'll do great.
Hold that hand out.
Kel-
You can't do that.
And Kelvin Davis, of course, wanted to get on the inside. For him, that was his nightmare round. But as we head into the 4th round, Davis, the 23-year-old from Natchez, Mississippi, who has lived in Reno most of his life, certainly hopes that he can get on the inside and land one of those big damaging punches. Arthur Williams in the movie about your dad, Muhammad Ali, played Larry Holmes. So he got to play a pure boxer in that one.
It looks like Kelvin Davis is already slowing down, or he's changed his game plan. He's trying to box from the outside, like you said, that he thought he could do. So we'll see if that works for him.
Interestingly, Kelvin Davis is jabbing pretty effectively.
Which makes no sense at all, because Arthur's got 10 inches.
Oh, big right hand, and Jay Nady hits the canvas. Williams in trouble as he ran into Jay Nady. So one overhand right has changed the tenor of this fight for Kelvin Davis. From nowhere came the overhand right, and Arthur Williams got caught with it. Let's see how badly he's hurt. There's a lot of time left in this round. We're only halfway through, and now Davis whipping to the body, Smitty.
Those are Golden Palace lefts and rights by Davis. Another big combination as he backs Williams up and hurts him.
Forcing Williams to really fire back, and he's doing it, but dangerous times for Arthur Williams. Nice right hand, and another one by Williams. Great round here in round 4 in terms of action.
Williams dropped in a couple of quick, sharp right hands there.
Well, Arthur Williams was hit with the best, or maybe the best, that Kelvin Davis has. He's been hurt in this round. He has not gone down, and he has fired back and let Davis know that this cruiserweight has some power. Nice shots by Williams. And he's actually making this a close round.
Yeah, but there's blood coming, I think, from the right eye of Williams.
Yeah, and it's above the eye, so that's an issue. And I believe it definitely came from a punch because they weren't close enough, I don't think, to clash heads. So issues now for Arthur Williams. He's been hurt here in round 4, and though he came back strong, he is cut over the right eye, and they will have to do some serious work in the corner on that cut. And we follow Arthur Williams back to his corner.
That's all right. Sit back and relax.
And let's take a look as they work on that cut.
I got you right here.
Let's relax, man.
Got a
You
great
relax,
guy in the
yeah.
corner in Cassius Green.
Yep.
All right, don't worry about it.
All right, still,
Okay, here we go. You keep your composure and keep the jab on him. Don't worry about that. You beat him easy with the jab. Stay off the ropes, stay in the middle of the ring, and use that good reach.
Some big punches landed by Davis. Gets hit with a combination. He would come back with that shot, that hook. Again, right hooks, then the left, backs Williams up. But Williams would come back and have some success of his own. Here he's still getting pummeled, but lands a nice right, fighting back, showing a lot of heart that led to him winning a championship. Composing himself with the jab. The jab is the key, really the key for this fight for Arthur Williams.
And that jab is what Eddie Mustafa Muhammad said for Williams to use. We head into a round 5 that is fraught with drama. They had to close the cut over the right eye of Arthur Williams. He was hurt in round 4, but fired back with some very big punches to make it a very, very close round. And as I sit here at ringside with James Smith and Layla Ali, Layla, Arthur Williams certainly was tested in that last round, but not found wanting because he came back with some big shots.
Well, I'm hoping he listens to his corner and just boxes with a stiff jab, so he won't get caught with another overhand right.
Yeah, that's a real good point, too. Again, there's a difference between that pawing jab, which doesn't do anything, as compared to something that stiff and sets up back.
And I know that from experience.
A big right hand gets in by Williams. We're in round 5. Davis never been past 6 in his career. Williams, of course, has been the distance, a longer distance many, many times. He's been 12 rounds 3 times. His 2-1 record. He's been 10 rounds 7 times. But 37 years old is Arthur Williams. He's landing now, and of course, as the fight goes on, Davis's head will get higher and higher, which is what happens when fighters get tired that fight that style.
There are points where I think that Williams could land the uppercut when, you know, Davis is coming in and down low. There it is right there.
But he's worried about throwing that because if you throw it from too far back, you're going to get hit with a big, wide looping shot, Smitty. So I think you're right, but I think he's very cautious about throwing that punch. More than halfway through round 5, and Arthur Williams is fighting a very smart and effective 5th round. But remember, in the last round, Davis changed the tenor of the round with just one overhand right.
Layla, you are taller than most of your opponents. Has it been for your career more difficult to fight somebody shorter or of the same height? Or
I don't like fighting anybody that's that much shorter than me. You know what I'm saying? 3 inches shorter is fine.
So you wouldn't want anybody like my height?
No.
Well, that's good news for you, Smitty.
Because then you have to kind of punch down. You know what I mean? And then it kind of leaves you open, especially when someone's throwing wild overhand rights and hard overhand rights.
And that's there's the uppercut you talked about, Smitty, landed by Arthur Williams. So he found a place where he could use that punch and be effective. About a half minute left to go in round 5, and Arthur Williams is back to doing what he did in round 3, and he's doing it even more effectively than he did it in round 3. Great corner work also by Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, telling him one simple thing: keep your composure and use the jab. And he knew that if Williams used that jab, all this would flow off it, and it is.
And he has the savvy and the cerebral faculties to actually listen and...
Yeah, exactly. So, round 5, another textbook round for Williams, but remember, Davis can punch.
Hope we kick in.
The corner of Kelvin Davis. Let's listen.
You're standing right out there in front of you, man. Remember your distance? If you ain't jabbing, baby, you got to get out. You know what I'm saying? Take another deep breath. Doing well. You understand? Let's get that jab working, baby. You gave him that round. You had the man. But I need you to come off your jab. You just standing right there, take a shot, baby. You can't have that, okay? You can't have that now.
Williams, textbook in the last round. Nice combination. Underneath, over.
We move into round number 6 here at the Aladdin Resort and Casino. Al Bernstein with James Smith, and sitting in with us for a few rounds is guest commentator Layla Ali. And what we have all been witnessing is a very entertaining cruiserweight matchup for the USBA title. Arthur Williams on the left of your screen and Kelvin Davis. Davis, coming down from the heavyweight division, has brought a big punch with him, and in the 4th round, Arthur Williams felt it. But for the most part, Arthur Williams has boxed effectively in this match.
He did a good job on the eye of Williams. It looks like Layla some blood maybe from the nose of Williams.
Yes.
Williams continues to use this. They asked Davis for more jabs in between rounds to work his way in, and he's using it, and it's helping him a lot.
Jab, that's what's busting that nose up.
And there's blood from the nose of Arthur Williams. Any fighter that fights the style of Kelvin Davis needs to jab his way in. There's the overhand right and a left hook. Now the punching power of Kelvin Davis is making an impact again.
And you know, we mentioned, Layla, that Davis has never been beyond 6 rounds, but he's not using up a lot of energy right now, so that'll help him.
I think that it's evening up because he's kind of broken, Arthur down a little bit with all those heavy punches. So now, that takes a lot out of you to hit with those heavy punches.
We're halfway through the 6th round, a better round for Kelvin Davis, certainly than the last one. He's using the jab to work his way in a little bit. He's landed some big power punches. You know, the other thing Kelvin Davis isn't doing so much in this fight, he often squares himself up against his opponent and leaves himself more vulnerable, and it's not happening in this fight as much.
Oh, his balance is much better. He's more to the side. You're right, he's not stationary for the uppercut.
23-year-old Davis on the right of your screen, 16-0-1, had a draw in his last fight against David Vetter, a former light heavyweight champion who frustrated him with movement and boxing. Tonight, Arthur Williams is trying to do the same and has for a good portion of the fight, but has also tasted the power of Davis. Under a minute left to go here in round number 6.
He does pretty good keeping Davis off when he's actually throwing punches, because all he does is go into a defensive mode usually. That time he threw right here.
And I think Davis much better suited for this division, Layla, because of that lack of height. Only 5'6". That's tough to be a heavyweight beat.
As we wind down in the final seconds here of round number 6, we approach the halfway point in this fight. And in the next round, Kelvin Davis will see something he's never seen before. And that's the 7th round. How will he respond? We're going to find out as we move to the 7th round.
Nice and relax, sit down. Nice and relax. You're doing real good. I need you to sit down a little bit more on your shot, champ. I got you right here. That's what I'm saying. Keep boxing and step it around. All right? Step it around like you're doing. I got you. Cash, hold your watch there, Cash. There you go. Keep boxing him, champ. Keep on the end of your jab. All right? Hit him from long range. But you got to double and triple your jab up, champ.
Cash
You understand what I'm saying?
uses more water than anybody I've seen. And he reminds me of the way Bundini Brown used to throw water.
Cassius has almost drowned me a couple times in the corner. It's funny that you say that.
Hit the towel, hit the towel, hit the towel. Okay, take a drink, take a drink. Come on, man. Here we go, here we go. Here we go. Let me see the good jab, champ. Let me see the good jab.
The Aladdin Resort and Casino here in Las Vegas, one of the premier properties on the Strip. And inside we go to the Theater of the Performing Arts, where we're involved in a very intriguing USBA Cruiserweight Championship match. Arthur Williams, the taller fighter, on the left of your screen, against Kelvin Davis. Williams, former Cruiserweight champion, a 37-year-old veteran looking for one more shot of the world title. Kelvin Davis, the 23-year-old, 16-0-1, coming down from the heavyweight division, hoping to make his name in the Cruiserweight division. He's in the 7th round. He has never fought in this round before. But he lands a big left hook that rocks Williams. Arthur Williams has been hurt again in this round, and Kelvin Davis is after him. And now Williams against the ropes, the one place he doesn't want to be. There's a right hand with conviction by Arthur Williams, and he's going to need those to keep Davis off him in this round. Arthur Williams hurt again here in the 7th round. He was hurt in the 4th. He was hurt again, I think, in the 6th. And here in round 7, Kelvin Davis has landed a couple of big shots again.
And Davis, despite the fact only being in the 7th round, hasn't wasted many shots, and he's very relaxed in there, and he hasn't been forced to do anything extra.
It's interesting. Excellent left hook. Williams has landed some good power punches, but you know, they're cruiserweight power punches against a guy that's used to being hit by heavyweights. The hook gets in by Williams, and the right hand, but not anything that's hurting Kelvin Davis. Under a minute left to go in round 7. Williams continues now to move and use all of this ring.
But he's moving and not really punching.
Exactly. He's pawing with his punches, and that's not going to keep him off him. His confidence is high right now. Keeps cracking him. He needs to come back with something.
Here comes Kelvin Davis coming forward. And Arthur Williams has been retreating in this round.
Blood coming from that right eye of Williams.
Williams lands an excellent 3-punch combination and does not move Kelvin Davis.
He didn't move himself either. Stood right there in front of him.
That'll do it. So we are getting ready now for the 8th round.
That eye is perfect. Cut man got it good.
Listen to Eddie Mustafa Muhammad.
I got you right here. Relax. Arthur, just listen to what I'm saying. Keep the good jab.
It's all good.
Get him in the face. Okay, now listen. Keep that good jab going.
Power punching from Kelvin Davis. Setting up. Big shot. Left hook. Comes back with a right hook. Another right hook, which wobbles Williams.
We head into the 8th round of this 12-round USBA Cruiserweight encounter. Arthur Williams, the taller of the two fighters on the left of your screen, 37-year-old veteran, former Cruiserweight champion, taking on Kelvin Davis, 23-year-old heavyweight, moved down to Cruiserweight, who is 16-0-1, coming in off a draw over with David Vetter in Reno, in which Vetter frustrated him and made him not look good. Williams trying to do the same in this fight, but in the last several rounds has really been nailed with some big shots by Kelvin Davis. And Davis, we mentioned to you, and we'll mention it again, has never been past 6 rounds. In the 7th, though, he's the one that showed the fire in terms of aggressiveness and power punches.
Layla, they score for effective punching, accurate punching, ring generalship, and effective aggression. I think that's been the key, the aggressiveness and the power punching of Davis, which is why I have him slightly ahead.
Yeah, well, you know, Arthur is just moving around and he's not really putting anything behind his punches. He's got the guy following him. He has a great right hand. He needs to be setting him up and changing his direction and dropping the right hand.
You know, you get to that point in your career, Al, where your reflexes slip just a little bit and you don't pull the trigger as much.
And that appears to be the case with Arthur Williams. And remember, he's landed punches in this fight, though, that might have hurt or knocked down a cruiserweight, but are not knocking down Kelvin Davis. And we're halfway through round 8. Al Bernstein, James Smith, and Layla Ali. Layla will be sitting with us for a little bit more in this round, and then we'll be thanking her for her efforts. And I'll tell you what, this round, a pivotal one, I think, for Arthur Williams. Wouldn't you both agree?
Yes, he needs to do something fast.
Or at least win it convincingly boxing so that he can get himself set for these last 4 rounds. Now, there's a good left hook by Arthur Williams. And he has, I think, in this round, done some pretty effective boxing and maybe landed more punches. So he may be eking out a win in this round. And, you know, if he can be in a position not to get knocked out, he certainly is still in a position to win this decision.
Layla, when will we see you in action again?
I should be fighting again in June, coming off shoulder surgery, so hopefully in June I'll be back in the ring.
We look forward to that.
Anxious to see Layla Ali in action again, and we thank her for her comments and sitting in with us during the course of this Cruiserweight Championship. We'll let her enjoy the rest of it.
I've always told you, you've worked alongside the greatest.
I'm going to let you guys do your job.
All right, well, thanks for sitting in with us, Layla. We really appreciate it. We head down the end, toward the end of round number 8, a round in which Arthur Williams has maybe gotten things back on track, but hey, Kelvin Davis still there, folks.
Ain't nothing but a prelim fight now. 4 rounds to go.
That's it, baby. How you been telling me that 4 rounds? Come on, now. You got to work on your time, baby. You trying to have
One of the things that led Williams to that IBF championship is his ability to throw really good combinations, snappy ones like that. 3-punch combination, comes back with another one. That was a difficult round to score.
Yeah, very difficult. I would have tended to give it to Arthur Williams.
All right, here you go.
Doing good.
We return to round number 9, and the plot is definitely thickening here in this USBA Cruiserweight Championship match. Kelvin Davis on the right of your screen against Arthur Williams. Davis never passed 6 rounds, but he is in the 9th round now. He felt it would not be a problem, and to some degree, we've seen maybe it isn't, because he's still been effective in these rounds. And there's a big right hand by Kelvin Davis in a very, very close fight.
Davis has not wasted 10 shots this entire fight. He is very accurate. And he told me that fatigue, he says he's one of the best conditioned fighters out there. Trains like a monk and is always in tremendous shape.
Williams has nailed Kelvin Davis with some pretty big shots, but again, Davis coming down from the heavyweight division has been used to having heavyweights hit him, and maybe the cruiserweight punch of Arthur Williams just not strong enough to really hurt him.
And he's built like a fire plug. He has no neck, or virtually no neck, and the way he's built so solid, it's tough to hurt.
This round 9, another one in which Williams has been able to keep Davis at bay to a great extent and land some combinations. Again, the pawing jab of Williams, it could certainly be stronger, and they want it to be stronger. He's using it to set up the right hand, but still, he needs it to be a little firmer, probably. Halfway through round 9.
Blood coming again from that right eye of Williams.
Give Cassius Green some credit for stopping the bleeding. Good right hand by Williams.
Didn't move him, though.
No, Davis just walks through those shots. Williams says he wants to fight 2 more years. He's a 37-year-old. He thinks in that time he can get himself a shot at the Cruiserweight Championship. But he is at a crossroads in this fight right now. He's coming in off an 11th round knockout loss to O'Neal Bell, so he needs a win here badly.
Again, he's pawing with that left jab, and that's setting up those type of combinations because Davis is able to time them.
And the 37-year-old Williams looks like he's wearing down a little bit in this bout.
That's part and parcel of those body shots and arm shots and power shots of Kelvin Davis.
One thing Arthur Williams has done in this fight, constant lateral movement. That was essential for him to have a shot in this fight. Although you can also make the case that he needs to set down more often on his punches. There's a right getting in. Close round in round 9. Who will it go to? And who's got lower left in the tank? We'll find out.
Coming.
We listen in to Arthur
I got you
Williams'
right here,
corner.
I got you right here. Relax. All day long with the jab. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna get you some. Relax. I'm gonna get you. All day long with the jab. Arthur, more jabs. Double, triple, 4 times that jab. He can't do nothing when he's doing that, baby. All right? We got this guy. Take a drink.
Stiff jabs every now and then.
You got it going on. What you need? Dry towel. I got you. Hold your eyes. Arthur.
Right hand over the top. He's moving him to your right hand. Come on, baby. Dry that motherfucker. Dry that.
Seconds out.
We now move into round number 10 in this USBA Cruiserweight Championship. Arthur Williams on the left of your screen against Kelvin Davis. Williams, the 37-year-old veteran, former Cruiserweight champion, taking on Davis, who is 16-0-1, a 23-year-old moving down from the heavyweight division to try and make his way as a cruiserweight. He's an aggressive, powerful puncher, and he's shown that in spurts in this fight. And Smitty, this has been a very close boxing match.
It really has, as advertised. Great stylistic matchup. You know, we mentioned that one of the victories that Williams had was over Dwight Cowie, then Dwight Braxton. This guy's built a lot like, Braxton.
Yeah, Arthur Williams getting the win by boxing like this against Cowie. Of course, that was a younger Arthur Williams, and able to perhaps do some of the things he wanted to do against Kawi a little bit better. That was way back in 1992. And he would later that year win the USBA title that he's fighting for right now against Yuri Valin. And only 2 years after that would face Orla Norris for the Cruiserweight Championship. And many believe won a 10-round decision that went to Norris. Didn't get the nod. Right now he is continuing to peck away with the jab. And one of the things we have to look at Kelvin Davis here is, you know, he has not been active in terms of a lot of punches. His punches have maybe been harder, but when you look at the total number he's thrown, certainly they're less.
It's a critical fight for him, though, because he's ranked 7th right now by the IBF. The champion there, Girov, of course, and he's lost to Girov before. But, you know, it's really a pivotal fight for him at this point in his career.
Yeah, Arthur Williams you're speaking of, and he's the guy that he can't afford a loss by any stretch of the imagination. He's boxing effectively in this round. Whether he's landing enough to win it remains to be seen, but Davis isn't throwing that many punches either.
But, you know, Davis is unmarked, unblemished. He's you know, a little bit more effective, a little bit more aggressive, and you know they love aggression here in Las Vegas, these judges.
Good left hook gets landed by Kelvin Davis. And he's also landing some pretty effective body punches, is Davis. So this round, a close one, maybe one you could give to Davis. Arthur hasn't thrown a lot of powerful punches, that's for sure, in this round. Still moving.
Some of these shots that Williams is landing, I think, would be hurting the traditional cruiserweight. And by the same token, you know, I think the punching power of Davis is closer to the heavyweights. So
yeah, and that's a big storyline here. And toward the end of round 10, Kelvin Davis may have put his imprint on this round. Stay with us, this is interesting.
nice crowd here has gathered at the Aladdin.
We take a look at this crowd, and it is filling up a good portion of this theater for the performing arts. So this boxing promotion, the first one at this newly renovated theater, looks to be a pretty resounding success, and it's a good venue for boxing. We heard Fred Lewis talking about that and during our open, and you know, it has been just that.
Action in the last round. You see Williams on the outside, throwing some combinations.
I need 2 more rounds. Forehead. All right, all right. Let's go, man. Come on, come on.
We move into the 11th round in this 12-round USBA Cruiserweight title match. True to his word, Kelvin Davis didn't fold up his 10 after 6 rounds. He'd never been past 6. He's had some very effective rounds in the later rounds, like the last one, the 10th round. And here we are in the 11th, and 37-year-old Arthur Williams is finding that his young opponent has much more left in the tank than maybe he thought.
And I love to see what he's doing. You know, you hit what's there. If there's not an opening and you're a power puncher like him and a short guy, just hit the arms, hit the elbows, hit anything that's available to you.
You know, if they can talk Kelvin Davis into continuing to jab a lot more, I mean, he should triple the output of jabs that he uses. If they can talk him into doing that, they can turn him into a cruiserweight champion. There's no question about that.
There was talk yesterday when I was interviewing that they might want to go back to heavyweight. I think that's a mistake.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, David, too, has had his problems, and he's much taller, you know, than Davis. I got to love Davis. He's like my height.
There you go. You're certainly not a cruiserweight. Davis is showing in this fight one important thing is that he has the stamina to go 12 rounds. And as we approach the halfway mark in this 11th round, he's the one that's being the aggressor against Arthur Williams and not getting caught with as many counter punches on the way in as Williams would like. And the body shots of Davis keep flowing.
That blood on the head of Davis is, I believe, blood from the eye, the right eye, Williams. And Williams almost looks to me now like he doesn't even feel like he can hurt Koncrete Kelvin Davis.
We just saw a three-punch combination land from Williams, and it did nothing to Davis. The punches are wide, they're looping oftentimes by Kelvin Davis, but when he hits you, you feel them. And because he apparently has such a good chin, even though he leaves himself wide open, he's not at risk to be knocked out that much. So a pretty good round here in 11, it looks like, for Kelvin Davis.
More blood coming from the eye. It's starting to bother him a little bit. And there's that jab you mentioned. You're right, he should double and triple up on it, Davis.
Half a minute left to go. Davis rips a right to the body. When he has a chance, he'll always do that. And his hands are very low, but Arthur Williams, at this juncture in this fight, maybe not the hand speed and the reflexes to get the job done to nail Davis. And that's part of being 37 years old.
You know, at times, Al, that's a good point. Williams still has the savvy to get out of the way of a shot, but not the quickness and the reflexes to counter and land a shot.
That's exactly right, and that's part of the issue of age.
Give me the dry towel. Give me the dry towel. All right.
Hold y'all back.
Relax. Everybody relax, man. Relax.
I gotta take care of you, baby.
Here we
Hold your
go.
head back like this. There you go. Catch your sisters 12 in last round. That's good.
You got
Hold your
it.
head back, Tim. Hold your head up. Hold your head back.
Let him breathe. Let him breathe.
Let's get it, okay?
I have Williams needing a knockout to win this fight, Al. 107 to 103.
Davis has mounted a big comeback.
Some of those rounds were difficult to score.
The difference in the two corners pronounced. Calm in Davis's corner, and in Arthur Williams' corner, concern from him because of not being able to see very well out of the right eye, and also in his corner, though, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad trying to be the cool head, clearly some concern. So here's we headed to round 12. If Smitty's scorecard is correct, Williams would need something big to win. He's hurt by a left hook, is Arthur Williams. But some of those rounds, as you accurately point out, very close, and who knows what the judges have scored right now. But right now, it's Kelvin Davis that has all the momentum, and I think Arthur Williams, a very tentative fighter, concerned about that eye, and I don't know how much he has left in this.
And let me tell you what I'm impressed with. Look at the movement. Look at the output of punches. He looks very fresh, Kelvin Davis, just as fresh as in round, maybe even fresher than in round number one. You can see the confidence of a guy looking like he's ready to win a championship.
If he stays in the cruiserweight division, no matter what happens in this fight, no matter what the decision, Kelvin Davis stays in the cruiserweight division, works on his technique, he could be a cruiserweight champion. Look at that. 3 great punches by Arthur Williams, doesn't even move Kelvin Davis.
Thus the nickname Koncrete.
Yeah.
And he has Koncrete on that chin, at least against cruiserweights.
I always thought that Orlin Norris, if he'd been able to hold the weight and stay at the cruiserweight division, would have been the cruiserweight champion until he was on Medicare. And you can almost look at Kelvin Davis and say it's very similar, though he doesn't have the skills of Orlin Norris.
But especially today, though, in today's heavyweight division, where you have to almost be 230, 240,
Yes.
you know, to contend.
The trick is to win the cruiserweight championship, defend it 4 times a year, so that you make 200,000 or 300,000 or 400,000 per defense, and make yourself a real nice living. And then one time you fight for the heavyweight title, and you make a couple million.
Or you hope that Roy Jones will, you know, you make a name for yourself, and a guy like Jones might fight you.
Now, we're not coronating Kelvin Davis as the USBA champion, but we're simply saying that he could well win this fight. And even if he doesn't, if he stays in the cruiserweight division, he's going to win some kind of title. But right now, Arthur Williams is having a lot of trouble. All he's doing is looking to survive.
And Golden Palace has to be loving it because you constantly see his back backing up Arthur Williams.
Well, they went to court for the right to have that, so they're pleased about it. Right now, Kelvin Davis getting the job done, and if he needed a round to convince people that he's going to win this fight, this might well be it. Of course, it's scored individually, so don't be shocked if this is a very close decision still, because there were a lot of rounds that were in doubt. and it's conceivable Arthur Williams could still get the decision, but we feel Davis has probably done enough to get the win, and right now Davis looks like a former champion who's having lots of problems against a power-punching youngster. And Kelvin Davis can feel it, can he?
He's punctuated this 12th and final round, Kelvin Davis, and still is.
Arthur Williams hurting his leg at the end of this fight. Boy, if that isn't kind of a postscript to what's going on here, and perhaps a fitting end. The 37-year-old former champion had lots of trouble with that man, Kelvin Davis. When we come back, we will find out who won this Cruiserweight Championship match. There's Kelvin Davis, who I would think feels confident.
He should, based on, well, he should based on my scorecard.
That would be enough to make me confident. If you said I won a fight and I was a fighter, that would be enough. Arthur Williams injured his right ankle, I think, right at the end of the fight, which was kind of a, as I say, fitting in a way for the way that fight ended. Now, Arthur Williams may not be out of the hunt in this fight in terms of a decision, but Kelvin Davis, you look at him there, landed some big power punches, was the aggressor for most of the fight, and certainly for the last 5 or 6 rounds, looked like, amazingly, rounds you've never seen, looked like he took control.
And he answered any questions we had about him. How would he handle the step up in experience? How would he handle the height and disparity? And how would he do in the later rounds, having never gone beyond 6 rounds? I would say all of those were answered in a very positive fashion for Kelvin Davis.
And round 6 may be the round that changed this fight. That was the round in which Davis landed some very big punches and truly hurt Arthur Williams. From that point on, while Williams boxed effectively, maybe in the 7th, after that, not too many really great rounds for Arthur Williams. Well, they hoped, the folks that promote Arthur Williams, actually the folks that promoted this fight, Absolute Boxing, they hoped that Arthur Williams could use this win for the USBA as a platform to get a world title shot. And they thought for all the world, after looking at Kelvin Davis, that man, have a draw with David Vedder in which he looked very frustrated and didn't box well. They thought that it might be a good chance for him to get it. We're back at the Aladdin Resort and Casino, where we are getting ready for the decision in this USBA championship match. That man, Kelvin Davis, came on in a rush in the last 5 or 6 rounds, despite the fact that he'd never been past 6 rounds. Smitty, you have the fight score at how?
I have it kind of lopsided now, 117 to 112. I wouldn't be surprised if it's closer than that, but clearly Davis the winner.
All right, we'll see what the judges have to say. Jimmy Lennon has that for us now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards, and we have a split decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Dwayne Ford, scores about 116 to 112 in favor of Arthur Williams. Judge at ringside, Paul Smith, scores about 116 to 112 in favor of Kelvin Davis. Judge at ringside, Fritz Werner, scores about 116 to 112 in favor of the winner of the USBA Cruiserweight Championship, Kelvin Koncrete Davis.
Except Dwayne Ford had it right. Dwayne Ford had it exactly wrong. That's
that was
exactly wrong. You can't have it more wrong than Dwayne Ford had it, but that's life in the big city, I guess. The other 2 judges had it exactly right. You can make a good case. You had it a little bigger for Davis, but I think 116, 112, a very fair judging of this fight.
That's right in line. I mean, that's 4 points, and the right guy is going to wear that USBA Cruiserweight belt.
Look for that man in the Cruiserweight division. If he can stick around at that weight, Kelvin Davis will do a lot more as a Cruiserweight. We'll have more